We are sold out tonight at the Community Hall in Lanzenkirchen and ready to make some history as Pro Wrestling Austria crowns its first ever Tag Team Champions at Stronger Together.
Zuerst das erste Team aus Slowenien, 115 Kilogramm, der Jugo Mirko Panic und sein Tag Team Partner aus Baku in Aserbaidschan. Er wiegt 99,9 Kilogramm. Igor!
A bit of a pyrotechnic malfunction for the first of 6 teams in our Tag Team Championship tournament. You are looking at Jugo Mirko Panic and his tag team partner there, Igor. Jugo from Slovenia. And Igor apparently once represented the Azerbaijan national wrestling team in amateur wrestling. Whether there's any actual proof of that or not, I'm not sure, but they have a chance to make their mark on a professional wrestling stage here tonight because they are the first of 6 to enter this tournament. And the way it is going to work is this. Each of the 6 teams has been drawn against a random opponent in the first round. The 3 winning teams from those 3 opening round matches will compete in our main event. A little bit later on, a 3-way elimination tag team match. The winners of that will walk out of this, the 6th chapter in Pro Wrestling Austria's history, as the first Tag Team Champions. The stakes have never been higher here in Pro Wrestling Austria. And a lot of the fans, as you can see, I'm sure, would like nothing more than for these 2 gentlemen to be those first ever Tag Team Champions. Very popular duo are Igor and Jugo Mirko Panic. A little haphazard getting in the ring there was Igor as well. These 2 first got together back at Chapter 4. Had a victory over the Mid-Card Revolution. Both of them, by the way, these 2 have had tag team success elsewhere. You know that Igor has had a tag team championship run in EWA and UKWA. And Mirko Panic, a former WUW champion. I think we're going to hear from Panic.
Selam alaikum, dobro večer, guten Abend. Abracadabra, wer ist wieder da? Was? Wer? Der Jugo ist wieder da. Meine Brüder und Schwestern, ich habe einige Fragen, aber es kann nur eine Person sie mir beantworten. Sein Name? Igor. Igor, wer sind unsere Gegner? Ich zähle mal auf. Was machen wir mit dem Team Turbulenz?
Kaputt!
Was machen wir mit dem Team rohe Gewalt, was keiner kennt?
Kaputt!
Was machen wir mit dem Team Arrows of Hungary, Bosbeck 1 und Bosbeck 2?
Kaputt!
Was machen wir mit dem Team Gulasch Bruder 1 und Gulasch Bruder 2?
Kaputt!
Und jetzt kommt mein Lieblingsteam. Deren Name Jolly Boy, Pitschka Boy, Joe Bravo und seine Frau Binold Pitschka. Was machen wir mit denen?
Kaputt!
Meine Brüder und Schwestern, egal wer kommt, heute ist für euch alle Endstation. Wir sind eure Gegner. Und wisst ihr warum? Weil wir das Team Zalegas Kollegas sind.
Und hier kommen ihre Gegner.
So who are their opponents? Oh my. Look who it is.
Aus Budapest in Ungarn. Mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 190 Kilogramm. Sie präsentieren Amboss, Icarus, Dover, the Arrows of Hungary!
No doubt whatsoever, these two gentlemen are in the conversation, possibly right at the forefront of the conversation when it comes to who is the best tag team in all of Europe. Icarus and Dover, they have teamed together for over a decade as the Arrows of Hungary, and now as part of this dominant faction, Amboss, that is tearing through Europe, the Arrows are more dangerous than ever. For my money, these two gentlemen are the favourites to walk out of here tonight with the Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Championships in their possession. It is the worst possible draw, I think, for Igor and for Hugo. Well, I suppose if you're going to be the tag team champions, you've got to beat the best. And let's see if they can do what Igor promised to do before they knew who their opponents were, and that is to leave them kaput. It's an unorthodox way to decide who's going to start the match for you, but that is a game of rock, paper, scissors, it looks like, and it's Igor who's won that game. He's going to start the match out. Icarus for the Arrows of Hungary as this tag team title tournament preparing to get underway. There goes the bell. Dave Bradshaw here with your English language commentary tonight at this Chapter 6 of Pro Wrestling Austria, Stronger Together. We would love for your thoughts, whatever you think, whoever you are supporting, whoever you think is going to walk out of here as the tag team champions. You can catch us on all forms of social media at Pro Wrestling AT. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, you name it, at Pro Wrestling AT is the place to share your thoughts with other Pro Wrestling Austria fans. Igor getting the upper hand here. Icarus just shuffling his way there to the bottom rope to force a break. Icarus, very cerebral competitor, very experienced as we know. Real mat technician. There is a sadistic edge to Icarus, no doubt about that. Knows 1,000 different ways to manipulate every joint in the body. Got that mean streak as well, here he comes. And Igor going to have to use all of those amateur wrestling skills from when he was on the Azerbaijan national team if he's going to survive in there against Icarus. Igor finding a way to reverse things here. He's now got Icarus caught in a wrist lock and shifting his attention to a knuckle lock with that left hand on Icarus's right. There's an arm drag to Icarus. Igor looking good here. Dover takes an arm drag as well. Tried to take Igor by surprise. That didn't work. There's a hip toss on Icarus. Straight to the cover and an early 2 count for Igor. The Arrows of Hungary have won championships just about everywhere. All across Europe. FCW, HCW, GWF. Former WXW World Tag Team Champions as well. They have done it all. Have the Arrows, and they will not just be hoping to, but expecting to walk out of here with another championship to add to their resume as Dover, the hardcore Hungarian, tags in for the Arrows. Dover now going to put the boot into Igor in that corner. Referee warning Dover about breaking the rules, and there is no doubt whatsoever that there has been an added edge to the in-ring approach, an added aggression to the in-ring style of the Arrows of Hungary since they have become a part of Amboss, a group whose mission is to reclaim, reshape, and rebuild professional wrestling in their image. But Igor, just as he did against Icarus, finding a way through here against Dover, and another side press for another 2 count. Igor tagging in Hugo, who I'm not sure entirely knew much about it, but Hugo gonna see some action here. They send Dover to the ropes. Knee right into the face. I think he caught him in the throat maybe. Look at that right leg by Hugo. Dover kicked out. As popular as Igor and Hugo are, if that would have been a 3 count, I think that would have had to have been considered an upset. I'm sure the other 4 teams in this tournament will be looking on in earnest at how this opening match is doing. The Bleach Blonde Bastards, the Guyash Brothers, Rohe Jevalt, and Team Turbulence. All 4 of them going to be in action later on. Again, we don't know what the pairings are for this first round. Neckbreaker from Hugo. Hugo tagging in Igor. This duo starting to build up some momentum. We might have a battering ram here. A little bit of throwback to the Bushwhackers. Icarus taken down by the battering ram as well. Looking like it might be an unpredictable night here in Austria. There's the cover. And a kick out from Dover. One of the really frustrating things if you're an opponent of the Arrows of Hungary is you can gain all the momentum you want. You might think you're about to take control, but then they'll find a way back in, as Icarus is trying to do here by getting a distraction. And the back of that, Dover able to just tackle Igor into the corner. He saw the double team with the kick from Icarus. Hugo dispatched back to the outside. Icarus, that back body drop from his partner. Turned into a kind of a senton splash. Here's the pin from Icarus, who's the legal man. It's a kick out, but Icarus straight back on him. His forearm smashes here as Igor wearing that headgear, which might help slightly, but he's trying to cover up. Of course, the other thing to mention here in terms of these two and their draw in this tournament is the fact that they've been drawn to come out first here, so whoever wins this will have the most rest time before that 3-way elimination final later on. There's a massive chance for one of these 2 teams to gain the upper hand in this tournament. Icarus and Dover, more than adept, very experienced in tournament wrestling. See Icarus there, just, as I said, just manipulating the joints any way he can. There's a kind of angry confidence that you see whenever we see the Arrows of Hungary in the ring nowadays. Real chip on their shoulders they have about that they don't feel they're as respected as they should be. They don't feel like the pro wrestling industry here in Europe is the way it should be, and that's why they want to rebuild it. A lot of people have said it's a vanity project, an ego project on the part of Amboss. I don't think they care what other people are saying. They just care about dominating, and they've done a pretty good job of that wherever they've gone. They're doing a good job of it here as well, as Dover hits a second suplex there on Igor. Hugo in the corner looking more and more concerned. Dover, such a heavy hitter. You take a lot of offense from Dover. It can very quickly leave your body battered and bruised, as Icarus here choking away. Referee had his back turned, courtesy of that distraction from Dover. Well, Hugo's lost his cool. That's not helping his own partner. One of the oldest tricks in the book there, but it paid dividends for the Arrows of Hungary. Igor, though, blocking another suplex attempt by Dover. Dover just smashes him in the face with the elbow. That might lessen his resistance. Well, hang on, there's a counter. A reversal of the suplex by Igor. That might be the chance he needs to get to the corner. It's attacking Hugo. Igor crawling agonizingly slowly, but he gets there. Here comes Hugo. Icarus made the tag for the arrows. He gets taken down, not once but twice. Dover's still in there as well. Hugo sees him, collides with him in the corner. And Icarus sent into his own partner. Hugo, a house of fire here. Hugo with Icarus on his shoulders drops him with a Samoan drop. Dover might take one as well if he can lift him, which he can. The adrenaline pumping through the veins here of Hugo. And Igor's tagged himself back in. Again, much like earlier when Hugo was tagged in, I don't think Hugo knew much about it. Igor's got Icarus up on the shoulders. Maybe he's going to try for a Samoan drop, but Dover bringing down the top rope, sending Hugo to the outside as a vicious shot to the back of the skull by Icarus. And hold on, the arrows, the crossfire, crumpling the cranium of Igor, and the arrows win it.
Und die Sieger dieses Matches und damit heute Abend im Main Event im Finale, die Arrows of Hungary.
Hugo looking more than a little bit frustrated. I think he will see it that if Igor hadn't tagged himself in, maybe this match would still be going. But as far as Icarus and Dover are concerned, if the match was still going, it would have just been prolonging the inevitable. Because in their minds, they are destined not just to win this match, but to win this entire Tag Team Championship tournament. Of the other 4 teams still remaining here in this tournament bracket, can any of them take down the favourites? Dover, Icarus, the Arrows of Hungary, on a mission to reclaim, reshape, and rebuild.
Aus Stockholm in Schweden, Aliss Ink.
The Scandinavian Dragon here in Pro Wrestling Austria. This is going to be one hell of a hard-hitting contest. Aliss Ink, always one of the most impressive athletes that I've seen in a European ring in a long, long time. Some of those kicks that she's able to deliver can knock an opponent out in a heartbeat. An Aliss Ink match can end at any moment.
Und hier kommt ihre Gegnerin. Aus Linz, hier kommt Moxie!
Where is Moxie? Moxie's music was playing. She's not here. Some confusion here.
Ihre Gegnerin aus Linz, Moxie.
Well, that's not Moxie. That is the kendo stick pitbull, Jessie J. There have been plenty of issues as of late here in Pro Wrestling Austria between Moxie and Jay. This seems suspicious to me. Suddenly Moxie not here. Jessie J arrives, kendo stick in hand. I don't want to cast aspersions, but you got to think that Jessie J may have had something to do with the fact that Moxie isn't here. Well, Jay is right, her suspension from Pro Wrestling Austria was over in 2023. It's a new year here and she is allowed to be back in the ring, but she's not supposed to be a part of this match. It seems that Aliss Ink is shrugging her shoulders. She just wants a match against someone, so Ink prepared to fight against Jessie J. Referee's going to call for the bell, and this slightly impromptu match going to get underway. We will obviously try and get some word about what happened to Moxie, but I do have my suspicions, as I'm sure many of you do. Here comes Jessie J. Chop right into the chest, and another one delivered to the Scandinavian Dragon. This time though, Ink out of the way. A couple of those kicks. Jay sent into the corner. And Ink with a high knee. Gonna follow it up. Tried for a snapmare. Got pushed away by Jessie J. And there's a snapmare from Jay. Delivering those elbows again into the chest, and a clothesline in the chest as well. Low down, she'll hook the leg here. Will be kendo stick pitbull for two. As I was saying, plenty of ill will between Jessie J and Moxie, which is why it's more than a little bit convenient that Jay was on hand to replace Moxie when Moxie apparently not here. There's a drop kick from Aliss Ink. Ink, step up enziguri. Jay doesn't go down, but she's on jelly legs here, and Aliss Ink, another one of those brutal knees. Reversal of the Irish whip though. Ink uses the ropes to her advantage. A swinging kick with the back of the heel from Aliss Ink. Gets a 2 count. Jay knew she was in trouble. Quickly and smartly, you'd have to say, rolling to the outside. Ink getting the crowd fired up. Not going to give Jay any chance to recover, but Jay caught her on the way out. It was a slightly awkward collision for both women in the end. Ink, though, took the worst of it. Ink chopped again. Jessie J absolutely relentless, and Ink now face first into the edge of the ring there. Aliss Ink getting just soundly beaten up by Jessie J. Ink into one of the doors, a fire exit there. The force of that impact opening the door. Jay rolling into the ring, then back out to reset the referee's count, but doesn't matter because she's going to bring Ink back in there anyway. Jessie J wasn't even supposed to be in this match at the moment. Very much in control of it. There's a snap suplex from Jay. For the cover. Shoulder pops up for Aliss Ink. Jessie J, a current 2-time GWF Women's Champion over in Berlin. Former IPW Women's Champion. ACW, ERW, IWI Tag Team Champion. It's a very impressive CV that Jessie J has. She made a mistake there and might pay for it. Got kicked in the head, and now Aliss Ink. Ink up top. Ink tried to launch at her, but Jay ran towards the turnbuckle and fires back with a clothesline. Nearly took Ink's head off her shoulders. A hook of the leg and a kick out just. Aliss Ink still in this. Ink is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. She's the current Body Slam Women's Champion. Former WXW Women's Champion, a winner of the Femme Fatale tournament in WXW back in 2022 as well. She's been on tour with Stardom over the past couple of months, one of the premier women's wrestling federations in the world. A body slam there from Jessie J though, and J not remotely interested in the achievements of Aliss Ink. She's just interested in beating her, and she might beat her here. There's a kick out at 2. Ink was able to just push Jessie J off of her. And the mystery of what's happened to Moxie tonight remains unsolved. Here's a ripcord elbow. Ink able to catch Jay on the top of the head, I think. Jay tried to duck, and again she's gone to the outside to try and recuperate. Ink once more, not going to give her the chance to do so. Ink diving between the ropes, taking out Jessie J. Jay rolled back into the ring. The Scandinavian Dragon looking to capitalize. Having taken a high risk, diving to the outside, it was a risk that paid off. And she might be about to take another one here, climbing all the way to the top turnbuckle, taking too long about it as Jessie J fires back at her. Jay now ascending up those turnbuckles as well, looking for a superplex. Jessie J, that second turnbuckle with the superplex, holding on to Aliss Ink. But Ink countered. Ink countered with a suplex of her own down on the canvas, and now both women are down. A bruising showdown here between Aliss Ink and Jessie J. Referee Rainer Ringer has a count on if he gets to a count of 10, and both of these women would be counted out. This would be a draw. Ink, you can see just holding onto her lower back there, but they are both stirring. The count has ended. The match is going to continue. They've made contact, and not just contact, they are firing elbows at each other. Ink trying to put all of her body weight behind that. You can see her just firing at her with everything she's got. Jay bouncing off the ropes and a spinning heel kick from Ink. Jay, I think her eyes were looking like they were glazed over there. Ink, the tornado DDT countered. Jay shoved her off in midair. You saw Ink landed on the mat front first. And now Jay looking for a power bomb. Has her up. Ink, great counter into the Hurricane Rana. Jay in the corner now. Ink charges in, nobody home for the knee. Jessie J, German suplex. Trying again for the powerbomb, a sit-out powerbomb from the kendo stick pitbull, and it is enough to secure the win.
Und die Siegerin dieses Matches, Jessie J.
So Jessie J, an impromptu replacement for Moxie, taking full advantage here of this opening that either presented itself to her or she may have manufactured, depending on who you believe. Either way, Jessie J proving her... Oh, wait. Hang on now. That's Moxie. It looks like Moxie's got a head wound. There is blood obviously seeping through that bandage. Look at the look on Moxie's face. Yeah, if I heard that right, Moxie making it pretty clear that it was Jessie J who attacked her. That wound may have been caused by a kendo stick, and now look, Moxie and Jay going at it. Now we need some security here. This is unraveling between Jessie J and Moxie. Look at these two. A furious hatred between the two. Moxie with no doubt at all about who's responsible for the injury she's clearly suffered here. She's a little bit unsteady on her feet, as you would be with a wound like that, but Jessie J escaping out of the ring before she could be hit with her own kendo stick. Oh my God, what a challenge from Moxie! The fans like the sound of that challenge. Jessie J backing off, not clear, I think at this point, whether she's accepting that challenge or not, but she'd have a tough job turning it down. She would obviously lose face if she did, so I think we're going to be on for Moxie and Jessie J, April 20th, when Pro Wrestling Austria has its 7th chapter, Battle Zone. This rivalry that has become more than personal between Moxie and Jessie J may finally be settled this spring when it's going to be Last Woman Standing.
Sie stammen aus Wien mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 179 Kilogramm. Der Stylist Benoit Leach, der Tiger aus L50, Joe Bravo. Zusammen sind sie die Bleach Blonde Bastards.
The second of our first round matches in the tag team title tournament about to take place, and well, here's a pair who are thoroughly unlikable. Joe Bravo, his stylist, Benoit Leach. Collectively the Bleach Blonde Bastards. Both of these men were, I'm going to say gentlemen, but we'll just call them men, were previously a part of the mid-card revolution, a faction here that was very influential in Pro Wrestling Austria till it was forced to break up at our last show, Chapter 5, after losing that fallout match. Meanwhile, at Chapter 4, by the way, they had a loss to Igor and Hugo, who we've already seen in this tournament. So they'll be more than eager for the Bleach Blonde Bastards to go further than their rivals did.
Und hier kommen ihre Gegner. Aus Debrecen in Ungarn mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 230 Kilogramm. Sie sind die amtierenden HCW Tag Team Champions. Öksi Vilmos, die Gulyás Bros.
From deep in the Hungarian countryside, you're looking at a team who have already got championships over their shoulders. Those are the HCW Tag Team Championships, Hungarian Championship Wrestling. These two corn-fed country boys, Öksi and Vilmos, the Gulyás brothers, had success, obviously, in HCW and elsewhere in their home country. They've had something of a mixed record here in Pro Wrestling Austria in our first 5 chapters, 2 wins and 3 losses. One of those losses was to a team at Chapter 2 that included Joe Bravo. So Bravo, who's not exactly short on self-confidence anyway, will firmly believe that he knows the secret to defeating the Gulyás brothers. If you are just joining us, the Arrows of Hungary have already qualified for the finals of this Tag Team Championship tournament. We are going to crown the first ever Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions tonight in what will be a three-way elimination final match. And the second of 3 spots in that match up for grabs here. It's going to be the bull of the village, Ökşi. Going to start out for the Gulyás brothers. And Joe Bravo, the tiger of the 15th district. Whatever that means. Referee in this one, Tassilo Jung, one of the most experienced officials on the planet. He'll need all of his wits about him to keep these two teams in check. Bravo, rubbing the hair there of Ökşi, and then regretting it. Hang on, Bravo, I think, speaking of hair, wants to make sure that Leach has got his hair in perfect condition. A bit of a classic Ric Flair style hair on the head of Joe Bravo. Whether that's going to stay as perfectly in place as it is at the moment, once the Gulyás brothers are through with him, that remains to be seen. I have my doubts. It's the raw power of the bull of the village. And immediately, Ökşi going to the hair. And Bravo needs to care a little bit less about what happens to his hair, a little bit more about winning this match, because the Gulyás brothers are no joke. By the way, the Gulyás brothers were trained by the Arrows of Hungary, so if they were to make it to the final, there would be a student-teacher dynamic of sorts in that final. Bravo, yeah, might be back to the drawing board, lifting up Ökşi. More than a challenging task, it's an almost impossible task. Vilmos tagging in now for the Gulyás brothers. And Bravo has seen enough. One of those guys on his own is pretty intimidating, both of them, and he immediately headed for the hills, being comforted by Binolt Leach. The Gulyás brothers have had plenty of troubles with Mid-Card Revolution before it disbanded. So there's no love lost between these two teams as Leach tagging in, the personal stylist of Joe Bravo. Going to the ropes here, ducking Vilmos and eventually getting that boot up, designer boot. Vilmos picking up the pace and a shoulder block. No one was going to withstand that. Being hit by a freight train. Leach went down. Vilmos tags in Ökşi. Double team here by the Gulyás brothers. Flipping him onto his back and then dropping him hard on the canvas. Vilmos launched by Ökşi. And here comes the senton splash, crushing the ribs of Binolt Leach. Body slam, doubling down on the punishment. And Leach, I'm sure, wishes he was anywhere but here. He kicks out at 2 to his credit, but no, what a combo that was. The kind of combo from the Gulyás brothers that can immediately turn things decisively in their way. Left hand now, right elbow from Ökşi. Ökşi feeling the energy of this sold-out crowd, but nobody home there. Meanwhile, Leach able to tag in Joe Bravo. Bravo off the top, the knee into the arm. That could break your arm. He's not just a pretty face, Joe Bravo. Look at him taunting Vilmos before delivering more damage to Vilmos' brother. Gonna try and wrench that arm. Try and cause as much pain as possible to Ökşi. Again, though, just like lifting him is difficult. Trying to force a submission out of Ökşi. Feels like a Herculean task. He's got that spare right arm. He's using it to get in some shots to the body. A headbutt finally, forcing Bravo to release him. Ökşi tagging in Vilmos. Vilmos, the boar of the village. But there's a spray in the eyes. A spray in the eyes from Leach. Referee didn't see it. A high knee there from Bravo. And Bravo stomping away at that damaged left arm of Ökşi. Look at him, Leach just choking away at Vilmos. Completely underhanded from Joe Bravo's stylist, but Bravo may get the spotlight here. Kick out on 2 from Vilmos. That would have been a heck of an injustice if the Gulyas brothers had lost after that blatant cheating from Bravo and Leach, the bleach blonde bastards. Snapmare takedown from Bravo. Leach is tagged back in. Bravo gets another shot on him, and a standing, leaping elbow from Leach. It's that right leg for a 2 count. They may have cut corners to get there, but after spraying that substance in the eyes of Vilmos, ever since then, the bleach blonde bastards have been very firmly on top of this one. Innovative and devastating looking offense there from Leach. He may have knocked out Vilmos, and Vilmos kicked out. I think Ökşi was concerned as well. Ökşi was halfway into the ring to try and break that up. As it happens, Vilmos able to kick out and make them tough in the Hungarian countryside. Certainly in the village where the Gulyas brothers grew up. Bravo knocked off the apron there by Vilmos. Leach ran into the boot. Vilmos trying to make the tag. Leach smartly knocking Ökşi off the apron, although again not actually within the spirit of the rules. Pulled him by the hair as well. Building up quite a rap sheet here is Binol Leach in terms of how many rules he's breaking. Breaking rules, they're trying to break Vilmos Gulyas. Joe Bravo, top turnbuckle. What is that? Stomp between the legs. I think we will charitably say it was into the abdomen as a pin and a 2 count from Bravo. The unnecessary showboating, the preening from Joe Bravo and from Binol Leach. If it wasn't for that, maybe they would have won the match there. Leach tagging back in now. I'm sure both these teams will have in mind that if they are to win this match, they need to conserve some energy for that 3-way final later on. I'm sure the bleach blonde bastards who are making frequent tags here would see those beautiful Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Championship belts as the ultimate in fashion accessories. Bravo, he knows he's choking illegally. Referee giving him a warning. Bravo taunting Ökşi before going back to work on Vilmos, but that might have been a mistake, taking his eye off Vilmos, who's battling his way out of the opposition corner. And a clothesline from Vilmos that couldn't find its mark. Bravo shoving Vilmos back into his own team's corner. For a swing at Ökşi, couldn't get it. There's a tag to Ökşi. Vilmos tags in his brother. And there is a raging bull on the loose inside that ring. The bleach blonde bastards are in some trouble now. Here comes Ökşi. Picking up Joe Bravo. Crushes Leach in one corner, crushes Bravo in the other. Urkshi knocking them all over the place here. Bravo couldn't take him down, but Urkshi able to easily take Bravo down. Now Leech gonna face the wrath of the bull of the village. Big clothesline, a pin to go to the finals, but the left arm, left shoulder springs up off the canvas from Leech. Just before the count of 3, the match keeps going. Bravo back in and immediately back out, but here's a schoolboy roll up from Leech. Leech trying to steal it, and he nearly did. Saguri from Leech doesn't send Urkshi down. Instead, Urkshi, the knee to the temple. Vilmos tagging in. The Guyash brothers with Leech, the powerbomb, the pin, and a victory for the Guyash brothers.
Und damit die Sieger. Und ebenfalls im Finale, im Main Event, die Guyash Bros.
And so Urkshi and Vilmos, the Guyash brothers, join the Arrows of Hungary in the tag team title tournament final later on. A great victory for these 2 young Hungarians. And again, you see, they are already the HCW Tag Team Champions. They are looking to add to that haul of gold. 2 first-round matches, 2 Hungarian teams into the finals. We have 1 more first-round match to go here on a night where we are going to make history as these teams prove they are indeed stronger together.
Mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 167 Kilogramm aus Karlstadt in Deutschland, Lucifer Lohan aus Wilhelmshaven in Deutschland, Randleman. Zusammen sind sie rohe Gewalt!
So 1 space remains in the finals of the tag team title tournament, and these 2 men looking to fill that 1 remaining vacancy. Lucifer Lohan and Randleman. Rue Give-Out, it means brute force in English. As you will see, when you see these 2 compete, it is a very apt name for their team.
Und hier kommen ihre Gegner. Sie kommen aus Graz mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 191 Kilogramm. Tornado, Torpedo, Team Turbulence.
They are Austria's #1 tag team. They've been together for 8 years now. Talk about the Arrows of Hungary being among the favourites. Well, the fan favourites, no doubt, will be these 2, Tornado and Torpedo, Team Turbulence. And again, a team with remarkable pedigree when it comes to their track record of winning championships elsewhere. They're already the tag team champions in GWP and now in WWA as well. They won those titles just 1 week ago. World championships in so many other promotions, I could be listing them for hours here, but Tornado and Torpedo, they've fought just about everywhere as well, not just here in Austria, but Germany, the UK, across the Atlantic and the United States. They are exactly what they say they are, which is a well-oiled machine. Tornado drinking a bit of that oil. Give himself that extra boost before they get started. PWÖ Give Out, by the way, was initially a team that was founded by Randleman and Garrett Noah, but Noah no longer around, so Lucifer Lohan has joined the team as Randleman's new partner. It's going to be Randleman, I think, to start this match out. Slightly sinister aura to Randleman. Torpedo for Team Turbulence, getting mocked here by Randleman. Team Turbulence have seen it all. They've competed against just about every opponent there is going in this part of Europe, so not going to be at all perturbed or at all put off their game by the slightly arrogant approach here from Randleman. Randleman trying to psych out Tornado on the apron. Torpedo quickly rolling him up. This could be over in record time. Randleman quickly gets his shoulders up off the canvas. Scoops up Torpedo. Another roll up though. Team Turbulence fully aware they need to conserve energy on their way to what they hope will be a victory here, as Randleman put his head down too early. Sunset flip, but he rolls through. Kick, but no one home. And now another roll up from Torpedo. Randleman getting increasingly frustrated here, clearly. The efforts of his opponent to finish this one early doors. Again, as we've been asking all night, now that you've seen all 6 of the teams in this Tag Team Championship tournament, we'd love to know who you think should be the Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions. You can join the conversation by using our username at Pro Wrestling AT. Just about every social media there is, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, YouTube, you name it. At Pro Wrestling AT is the place to find us. Lohan coming in, all 4 men are in. This one breaking down already. Team Turbulence both sent to the ropes, both ducking clotheslines and both hitting a drop kick. Totally in tandem were Team Turbulence. Lohan facing the wrath of an F5 Tornado. Torpedo and Randleman still doing battle. Chop right into the chest of Randleman. They describe themselves to PWÖ Give Out as old school, new hardness. They're going to need all of that hardness here against Team Turbulence, who, as we've seen by those early efforts to win the match, they haven't come here to play games. They're here to do some business, and that business is to win themselves the Tag Team Championships as Tornado tags in for Team Turbulence. Tornado off the second rope, great double team. Leaping into that shoulder block, Tornado looking to send his team to the final, but a kick out from Randleman. Tornado twisting that left arm of Randleman. Team Turbulence with one eye on the finals, double hip toss. Kick to the back now, one to the front. So in tune with each other. Our Team Turbulence as another pin attempt. Torpedo though just can't keep Randleman down at the moment. One slight matter of concern if you're a fan of Team Turbulence is that back at Chapter 3, well sorry, Chapter 5 in fact it was, they lost to the Arrows of Hungary, admittedly due to a distraction from Laurance Roman, and meanwhile, speaking of distractions, there's one from Lohan. That gave Randleman a chance to gain the upper hand here. Of course, if PWÖ Give Out have their way, and Team Turbulence won't be going to the final, so any potential rematch against the Arrows of Hungary is strictly a hypothetical as far as they're concerned when it comes to Team Turbulence. Torpedo in a place he doesn't want to be, which is right down there in his opponent's corner. Lucifer Lohan putting the boot in. Lohan just dragging his opponent's face across that top rope. The friction caused a lot of pain there to Torpedo. Another chop as Randleman holding his opponent in place, and whether you like them or not, and I'm a little bit skeptical about my opinion of Rue Gerwout, but you've got to be impressed by how well they have taken control of this match. They have really been able to take the wind out of the sails, not just of their opponents, but out of the fans here as well, who were very vociferously cheering for Team Turbulence. Tornado trying to get that energy back here, starting a chant for his partner. Torpedo trying to make it to his corner. Randleman, what a chop that was. Torpedo has been in there a very, very long time now for Team Turbulence. Tornado looking on intently, looking for any chance his partner can get to make the tag. Randleman trying to get the suplex. Torpedo dodges him, and there is the tag. Here comes Tornado. Ducks a clothesline. Hits one of his own on Randleman. The elbow. Tornado been waiting for this tag for a long time. He's going to make the most of it with the body slam. Took his eye off Lohan. Only briefly though, and he's able to dispatch Lohan to that hard floor. Randleman's coming back though. Randleman with a kick to the midsection. Going to send Tornado to the ropes. Tornado though, whipping up a storm here. A head scissors takedown. In fact, I think he spiked him right on the top of his head. Team Turbulence suddenly finding another gear, getting the fans back into this. And Team Turbulence on opposite corners of the ring. Lohan's going to save his partner, Randleman. And that was the best thing he could do in those circumstances, because there was a world of pain heading the way of Rue Gerwout. Here comes Team Turbulence onto the apron. Both of them get their legs caught, and both of them get their legs swept away. Both went face first, I think, into the edge of the ring on their way down to the floor. The pendulum swinging back in favor of Rue Gerwout. Randleman has Torpedo back into the ring. Referee, you can see, just checking that there's not a closed fist there from Randleman. I wouldn't put it past him. Go to the ropes here, and drops the knee. Got a lot of height on that knee as well. Really brought it down hard, and it was enough to get a 2 count. Randleman, ever the aggressor. We are seeing most physical way possible exactly where that name Brute Force comes from. Lohan tagging in. Another chop here. There's this onslaught from Rue Gerwout continues. Michinoku driver there from Lohan. He's got hold of both legs. 2.5, maybe a 2 3/4 there for Lohan. Lohan continuing to rain down strikes here on Torpedo. Referee insisting that Lohan break that choke before the count of 5, which he did. Making sure he takes advantage of the rules as much as he possibly can without getting himself disqualified. Low hand to the ropes. Thought about a kick to the spine, but in the end, changed his mind, went to a sleeper hold. He gave out, choosing to try and just grind this one out, trying to wear down Torpedo. Not totally working though, because those elbows, as he got himself back up to a vertical base, allowed him to free himself, but only temporarily. Randleman tagging back in. A place in the finals of the Tag Team Championship tournament, edging closer, you sense, for Roe gave out. Torpedo trying once more to fight his way out of the opposition corner. It's not the first time in the match he's had to do that. Trying to use the strength in his legs to just force his way towards his partner, and he does so. Here comes Tornado. Tornado makes the tag. Tornado going after Randleman, but yeah, I think the referee's back was turned. Did wonder if that was the case. The referee, I don't think, saw the tag. And that is deeply frustrating for Team Turbulence. Here comes a double team from their opponents. That foot stomp right between the shoulder blades from Lucifer Lohan, who goes for the pin, and it's a kick out only just from Torpedo. Torpedo, I'm sure, would have been temporarily delighted that he'd been able to make the tag. That tag not registered by the referee, and now off the Russian leg sweep, another cover, gets another 2 count. Torpedo again finds himself in very much the wrong side of town. His opponent's corner, he's again trying to fight his way out. He's getting to a point though where he's had to try and do that too many times. He's taking too much punishment here. Another tag. And that sliding German suplex from Lohan, followed by a leapfrog senton over the top rope. Randleman very, very much in charge. Runs in, or hold on. Maybe not, the elbow came up. Now the boot comes up for Torpedo. Torpedo crossbody. A lot of momentum. Didn't allow him to stay on top for the cover, but maybe the pin's not his priority at this point. He knows he needs the tag. He thought he had it once. Gonna try for it a second time, but Lohan takes Tornado off the apron, stops the tag from happening. In fact, he sent Tornado's skull first there, right into that steel ring post. Randleman trying to roll up Torpedo. Torpedo gonna roll him up. Referee's on the outside. There's a shot with the steel chair. The shot with the chair. Referee was checking on the other member of Team Turbulence, and they've stolen it. Roe gave out, have stolen the win.
Und die Sieger dieses Matches und damit ebenfalls im Finale rohe Gewalt.
Well, let's be absolutely clear about what just happened. Team Turbulence did not lose that match. They had that match stolen from them. The shot with the chair, while the referee's back was turned. Torpedo has been completely laid out here. Referee was checking on Tornado outside. And Tornado now arguing the point with the referee, but it's too late now. There's nothing that can be done about it. This is a shocking result in so many ways. A lot of fans will have expected and will have been willing Team Turbulence to make it all the way through, not just to the final, but to win the whole thing. And after a blatant injustice here, that is not going to be the case. Tornado and Torpedo, with their chances of becoming the historic first ever Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions, has been robbed from them. And now look, Rue gave out, mocking them from the stage. An incredibly frustrating turn of events here. Rue gave out, they're gonna They're going to join the Gulyás brothers, the Arrows of Hungary, in that three-way elimination match. Our main event, the final of the tournament later on. Team Turbulence, ever the sportsman, and despite their frustrations, you saw the handshake.
Kein schönes Ende für dieses Match, aber einen großen Applaus bitte für Team Turbulence.
Tornado and Torpedo, this one is going to hurt. You can see how deeply upset they are by what has gone down here. But they are going to have to come to terms with the fact that despite the wishes of many Pro Wrestling Austria fans, they are not in the finals of the tag team title tournament.
Der Herausforderer kommt aus Wien. Er wiegt 85 Kilogramm. Darius!
One of the real shooting stars here in Pro Wrestling Austria, and still less than 4 years into his career. Surely the biggest opportunity of that young career tonight for Darius, a chance to become the Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight champion. He's been incredibly impressive as this charismatic young man in the times we've seen him so far. Ultimately winning a long-running feud against Lucifer Lohan at Chapter 3, put in a hell of a performance against Michael Oku. Chapter 4, first chance. And he won a four-way match to become the #1 contender back at Fall Mayhem. That is what has brought him here today. He is undoubtedly the underdog, but can Darius shock the world?
Und hier kommt sein Gegner. In Begleitung von Laurance Roman. Er stammt aus Tulln, wiegt 135 Kilogramm und repräsentiert Amboss. Er ist der amtierende Passion Pro Champion und PWÖ Openweight Champion Robert Dreissker.
You are looking at the leader of Amboss, the head coach of the WXW Wrestling Academy, the WXW Unified World Wrestling Champion, the Passion Pro Champion, and most importantly, for our purposes today, the reigning and defending Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight Champion. A 15-year veteran is Robert Dreissker. In his current reign with that openweight title, he has beaten some of the best, including Chris Colen, Martin Payne, Ricky Sky, Orshi, Urkshi Gilyas, Noe Ahuka, and most recently, Peter Tioni. All have tried, all have failed to stop Robert Dreissker. He and the faction he leads are among the most dominant forces in all of European wrestling. Laurance Roman, another member of Amboss, we're going to see in action later on, accompanying Dreissker to the ring. And Robert Dreissker getting ready to go to work, defending that Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight Championship. Darius going to have to keep an eye on Roman as well at ringside. This is getting intense already. cheap shot there from Dreissker. Dreissker showing off some of that championship gold with which he is, quite honestly, weighed down now. Fans here, a sold-out crowd, remember, at the community hall in Lanzenkirchen, firmly behind Darius. Will the tyrannical reign of Robert Dreissker continue here at Stronger Together? Final checks from the referee. We are underway. Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight Championship on the line, and immediately Laurance Roman sticking his nose in where it doesn't belong. The odds were already stacked against Darius, even without Roman out here. Of course, we know the other two members of Amboss, the Arrows of Hungary, they're in the building tonight as well, though I suspect they are pretty busy preparing for the finals of that tag team title tournament that's coming up later on. Darius is inviting Roman into the ring. Roman, when it came to it, backing away. Not much love here for Robert Dreissker. Fans desperate to see a change in ownership of that openweight title. Might we see some magic here from Darius? Well, there's an early reality check. The raw power of Dreissker on display. Darius just taking a moment, composing himself. Can't let himself be too deterred, too disappointed by the outcome of that brief opening exchange. He'll try again here, another collar and elbow tie-up. Dreissker just nonchalantly tossing Darius all the way out of the ring to the outside. Dreissker talking some trash as well to Darius. It's been something of a fairy tale story, Darius, the way he's been able to fight his way into becoming the #1 contender, but to go from #1 contender to actually becoming the champion is a different challenge altogether. Darius learning that very, very quickly. We're going to lock up again here, and once again Dreisker's going to get the better of this. You just wonder whether, from Darius's perspective, maybe going for those lockups isn't the smartest move. Maybe play to your strengths a little bit more. Probably has the edge over Dreissker in speed, agility. Maybe that's what he should try and turn to here, rather than trying to match Dreissker for power, because that's what will happen. The elbow smash into the face of the challenger. Dreissker, ever hostile towards any kind of criticism. Getting engaged in an argument here with one of the fans in the front row. Darius getting quite the opposite reaction from that fan. Dreissker clearly not happy with the hostility he's receiving here, and that seems to be part of the reason that Amboss have that chip on their shoulder that I was talking about earlier. They seem to think that everyone in the wrestling industry should be grateful to them. Everyone should see the world the way they do. Dreissker really the mastermind behind the Amboss philosophy of reclaim, reshape, rebuild. Dreissker, headlock takedown on Darius. Even while he's got him down that headlock, you see Dreissker just still doing a bit of jaw-jacking with some of the fans. Darius been able to get back to his feet. Able to release himself, but the shoulder block from Dreissker takes him immediately off his feet. Darius, some quick shots there. That briefly seemed to open a possibility of some offense for him, but Dreissker again throwing him over the top to the outside. Dreissker still having some I guess we call them public relations problems in terms of his interactions with the fans. Dreissker inviting Darius back into the ring. Darius, for all the support he's getting here, hasn't been able to make much of a dent in the armor of the champion just as of yet. This time though, Dreissker was talking too much. Darius caught him off guard, now he's got him in the corner. Dreissker so powerful, shoving him away. Darius comes back for more again. That one seemed to hurt Dreissker, but Dreissker comes firing back with a powerful clothesline. Dreissker bringing things back to the pace that suits him, slowing it down, circling his opponent, then hits him with an elbow to the back of the head. Elbow to the side of the head as well. Rattling the brain here of Darius. Dreissker send Darius hard into the corner. There's that turnbuckle and then hits him with a clothesline in the corner. That big tree trunk-like leg gets him in the midsection. Darius's chances of becoming the openweight champion, you get the feeling, I was about to say they were fading fast, but here he comes, Darius. Enziguri. Dreissker not taken off his feet, but he's thrown to the outside and now he is off his feet. The fans here starting to believe, they're chanting for Darius. Darius, now the one standing tall in the middle of the ring, waiting for Dreissker to get back in. Dreissker knows he could lose the match by count-out, retain the title, but Dreissker wants to make an example of Darius. He's not going to take the cheap way out here, not because he has any particular integrity, but just because he wants to deliver a beat down here onto Darius, and that's exactly what he's doing. Dreissker putting the boot in. Dreissker gonna choke this young man over that middle rope. Dreissker with such a short fuse, a real temper. He knows how far he can take it. He's able to channel that rage. Kicked right to the lower back from Dreissker. You can hear Darius just screaming in pain there. Dreissker with these disrespectful pushes with the bottom of the boot and then sending Darius all the way to the outside once more. How many times has Dreissker done that? Is that the third time maybe? He's just thrown his opponent out of the ring as if to say, it's my ring, not yours. Where's this going? Well, Dreissker, I think, is sending Darius out of the building entirely. Dreissker having another disagreement, another little confrontation with one of the fans. Dreissker is from here in Austria, and you would expect maybe he'd have a little bit more popularity, but I think it speaks to the personality of Robert Dreissker, and even in his home country, not getting much support from anyone. Darius, despite being physically thrown out of the building a moment ago by Dreissker, he's back in here. Remember, the Pro Wrestling Austria Openweight Championship is on the line here. Darius still showing some fight, showing some heart. Elbow from Dreissker, and that's the problem. Whenever Darius seems able to just get some kind of foothold in this match, it was just one of those massive strikes from that huge frame of Robert Dreissker, just cancels out any momentum that Darius has been able to build up. Darius still fighting though. Shots to the ribs here of the champion. Darius, but Dreissker was just screaming in his face. The intensity ratcheting up a couple of notches here, and Dreissker springboarding off that middle turnbuckle into the crossbody. That might do it for Dreissker, but no, Darius kicks out. Dreissker trying to complain to the referee that it was a slow count. I certainly don't think it was, but Dreissker, I think, taken aback slightly at the fact that Darius didn't stay down off of that huge crossbody. Dreissker with that enormous arm wrapped around the jaw, around the chin of Darius, just cutting off the oxygen supply to the brain. Darius might have too much courage, too much determination to tap out, but it doesn't stop him from passing out. He knew he had to get out of that hold, and he has, but Dreissker going to come back with a kick. No, a neck breaker. Neck breaker from Darius. Darius, you saw his mouth wide open there, gasping for air, trying to get some oxygen flowing back around his system. Dreissker, I think it's going to be first up of the two. Yes, he is. Darius immediately comes at him with a jawbreaker. This might be the best spell of the match for Darius so far. The champion been taken off his game here. Here comes Darius. Those right hands from Darius. Dreissker doing his best to cover up in the corner. Darius now trying to send him across the ring. Dreissker too strong. Reversed it. Went in for the avalanche. No one there. Here comes Darius. Elbow to the right side of the head of Robert Dreissker. Elbow from Darius. Kick to the left side of the head, and Dreissker is down. The champion is on his knees here. Darius gonna climb to the top. This might be your opportunity, Darius. Here he comes. A crossbody from Darius this time. He'll go for the pin, and Dreissker kicks out. Man, that was close. Dreissker playing with fire there. That was well under a quarter of a second left before Dreissker would have sacrificed that Openweight Championship. Darius growing in belief with every passing moment, maybe looking for a fisherman's suplex. Dreissker making himself difficult to lift. Dreisker's got him up, a spine buster. And another example of Dreissker just cutting off the momentum of the challenger. And in fact, not just cutting off the momentum, but Dreissker looking to put the exclamation point on a successful title defense. Robert Dreissker looking for the Dreissker bomb. Dreissker hasn't seen it, but Darius is up, and Darius, a shot to the lower back. Dreissker thought the challenger was going to stay down. Darius, hang on. Darius has Dreissker on his shoulders. Incredible strength from Darius. Darius dropping Dreissker hard on his back, right in the middle of the ring. Darius may have stunned the champion, and he got another 2 count. For the first half of this match, I think Robert Dreissker believed that he was going to have a relatively easy day at the office, but it's not an easy day now. In fact, Darius, he might be the one looking to end this. With that swanton bomb he hit so elegantly, but Dreissker knew that. Dreissker wasn't going to stay down, wasn't going to let Darius climb the ropes with Dreissker flat on his back down beneath him. Dreissker, I think, is going to try and hook that arm of Darius behind his head, maybe trying for the superplex. There's a headbutt, though, from Darius. Dreissker falls down to the canvas. Maybe another chance here for Darius. Darius getting his balance. Going for the swanton, and Dreissker moved. Dreissker moved out of the way. Dreissker. A pump handle slam from the champion. Dreisker's going to try and retain here, and no, Darius still in it. Darius still in it. And we still don't know who's leaving stronger together as the Openweight champion. Still fighting is Darius. He's got him on his shoulders. No, he doesn't. His body gave way in the end. And Darius, oh my, that was hard shoulder first into the steel ring post. Dreissker with the avalanche in the corner. Darius collapsing. And now Robert Dreissker, second turnbuckle. Dreissker looking for the Dreissker bomb and gets it. Dreissker makes the cover, and Dreissker in the end retains the Openweight Championship.
Und damit der Sieger und weiterhin PWÖ Openweight Champion Robert Dreissker.
Despite Darius's best efforts, it remains so far a flawless night for Amboss. The Arrows of Hungary in the tag team title tournament final, and Robert Dreissker retaining his Openweight championship. Laurance Roman again out here with Dreissker. He's going to be in action later on in a singles match. And the Arrows of Hungary, of course, going to try and finish the job in the tag title tournament. But Amboss, so far tonight, dominant as ever here in Austria.
Er kommt aus Wien mit einem Kampfgewicht von 105 Kilogramm. Er ist der Kaiser von Österreich, the Austrian Wolverine, Colen!
Quite simply, one of the finest professional wrestlers that the nation of Austria has ever produced, a 20-year veteran. A man who since Chapter 1 here of Pro Wrestling Austria and that tournament victory has been able to call himself the Emperor of Austria. But we know him better as the Austrian Wolverine, Chris Colen.
Und hier kommt sein Gegner. Er kommt aus Soest in Deutschland mit einem Kampfgewicht von 104 Kilogramm. Der International Superstar Norman Harras!
Well, if you want to understand just how arrogant Norman Harras is, consider this. He's a man who has decided to dub himself the International Superstar. One of the more frustrating things about Norman Harras, particularly given his attitude, is that unfortunately he does have the talent to back it up. He's former two-time WXW Shotgun Champion, former Wrestling Cult No Limits Champion as well. So as much as he might be very unpleasant, he is talented. What's he doing now?
Er kommt aus Soest in Deutschland mit einem Kampfgewicht von 104.
Das interessiert keinen.
Der International Superstar Norman Harras.
Norman Harras demanding he be announced a second time. We heard what Colen thought of that. Still very early in his career, certainly compared to Colen is Harras. He's been going for about 6 years now, compared to Colen's 20. And I'm sure in Norman Harras's head, Colen's time is up, and Harras's time is now. Well, let's find out. Colen trying to start this in an energetic way, keeping Harras guessing. Colen able to get Harras back into the corner. Colen might be all smiles, but there is a menacing demeanor just hiding beneath that smile. Harras will know that. Again, for all of his faults, Norman Harras is a real student of the game. Pat on the head there, which sort of drew the ire of Chris Colen. Colen's another one of those guys who, if you tried to list all of his accolades over his career, it would take all night, but one of the most memorable is that he is a former world champion over in the German Wrestling Federation, GWF in Berlin. Held that championship for just about an entire year, and actually had the chance to regain that championship here in Pro Wrestling Austria at Full Mayhem. A match where the Babo Metahan, the current champion, was able to win in pretty unfair circumstances as far as the Austrian Wolverine was concerned. Colen, not one to dwell on that, not one to complain. Instead, he'll take out his frustrations here, I'm sure, on Norman Harras. Riding Harras there. If there's one thing that Norman Harras hates, it's being embarrassed, being humiliated. That's what Colen did to him there, getting into the psyche of this self-proclaimed international superstar. Colen going behind, half Nelson, into a snapmare. Harras back to his feet, Colen a step ahead of him. Rolls back, off of the ropes, gets the shoulders of Harras down for two. Harras able to kick out. Colen, as Harras came charging at him, dodged out of the way. Harras ends up on the outside of the ring. Harras in danger of losing his temper here. He might lose his cool, and that won't help him against Colen. Side headlock from Harras as he tries to get himself both physically and mentally back into the driver's seat. Shoulder block. Harras takes Colen down. Harras to the ropes once more. There's a leapfrog from Colen and follows it up with a hip toss. Crowd enjoyed that one. They'll enjoy this as well. Colen spins around and hits him with a body slam. Harras trying to roll under that bottom rope to try and get away from Colen. Referee saying that he did indeed make it under that bottom rope. Colen had to give him a moment to recuperate. The elbow. Harras buying himself some time, went for been a wild right hand there, but Colen blocked it. Colen's going to try and suplex him back into the ring here. Colen's got him up. Going to keep him up. The blood rushing to the head of Norman Harras with a delayed vertical suplex. Harras hung up there upside down, knowing that awful impact was coming. Gets a kick out on two there, there's Harras. Harras, for all of the success he's had elsewhere, hasn't been that fortunate in his recent results here in Pro Wrestling Austria. He got a win over Anil Marek at Chapter 1. Since then, things not really going his way. He might not be going his way here either, as Colen, after the elbow drop, hooks the leg for another 2 count. Harras has had losses to Peter White and to Martn Payne. And that, if you're Norman Harras and in your own head, you are the biggest star there is in pro wrestling, that simply is unacceptable. Victory over Colen, though, would certainly help to correct things from Harras's point of view. There's a big back body drop from Colen, though. Colen's got both of the legs hooked. He had his weight down on the shoulders as well. Very tight cover there from Colen, but Harras nonetheless able to kick out. Colen, though, firing off the heavy artillery in that corner. Into the other corner. There he goes, and Harras was almost going to be caught in the uranagi then. Just about able to break his way free. It's a boot from Harras right to the face. And Chris Colen, I think, may have been hit hard there. He is down on the outside. Harras coming to get some more of Colen while he's on top, scraping his nails down the back of Colen. And now Harras dropping Colen's spine first, right on the ring apron. Harras looking for the pin. Colen will kick out. Harras drove his forearm into the side of the face of Colen during that pin, but he didn't hook the legs. Norman Harras. You can see a bit more of a swagger, a bit more of a strut in his step now. Harras puts his head down, maybe too early. Yep, sunset flip here from Colen. Kick out on two from Harras. Clothesline from Norman Harras. Now it's Harras who hooks both legs, and it's Colen who kicked out. Chris Colen, he's gasping for air slightly. Colen very finely conditioned. As a measure of how much Norman Harras has been able to put him through his paces, and he's a little short on breath, but he's immediately back up. Colen not going to clothesline, but he eats an elbow there from Harras. Harras will try again for the win, and again Colen will kick out. Harras picking up Colen. Shot right to the side of the face of the Austrian Wolverine. Harras has him up. Body slam from Harras. Harras with a big smile on his face as he drops the knee right into the abdomen. He'll go for the pin again. Will Harras, and again Chris Colen forced to kick out. Kick out he did, but every time he has to do that, he's exerting more energy, is Colen. See now, Harras trying to squeeze some of that remaining energy out of Colen, but Colen fighting back. There's an uppercut from Harras. Colen to the ropes. Ducks a clothesline, ducks an elbow, and hits a clothesline of his own. Harras goes down. Chris Colen getting fired up. Harras got blocked. Everything Harras trying to do at the moment, being countered, being rebuffed by Chris Colen. It's Colen with the upper hand once more. Harras hard into the corner. Chris Colen locked and loaded. Big right hand, the punch to Harras. Harras now down in the corner. Colen will follow him in. The knee right into the face of Harras. The international superstar in a world of trouble. Gets caught there. The Uranagi from Chris Colen. And a kick out. The kick out from Harras. Harras again rolling under the bottom rope, trying to get himself a little bit of respite from Colen if he can. Colen now picking Harras up. He's going all the way to the top. He's looking for a superplex. If he hits it, you've got to think Norman Harras's night is going to be over. He does hit it. The entire ring shakes as both men's bodies collide with the canvas. Norman Harras lifted 10 feet in the air there with a superplex. Colen has dragged himself back to his feet. He's hit the superplex. Can he finish the job here? Colen looking for the Wolverine's end. Harras escaped it. Harras has him up. Drops Colen on his face. A leaping European uppercut from Norman Harras. Is that enough to put away the Austrian Wolverine? No, it isn't. Just a 2 count for Norman Harras. He had to check with the referee. Harras knows that he made pretty much perfect contact on that uppercut. A lot of opponents would have stayed down there, but Chris Colen is not a normal opponent, not by a long shot. The suplex from Harras. Again, he'll try. Wrapped up really tight that time, and Chris Colen somehow, I don't know how, but Chris Colen kicking out once more. In the 2 decades he's been in the ring, we've seen Chris Colen come back from some seemingly unsurvivable situations. This one is looking increasingly bleak for him because Norman Harras is really building, really doubling down on his advantage. Harras just unloading with those strikes on Colen in the corner. Fans don't like it. Harras feeding off of their displeasure. But Colen out of the blocks with a kick. Super kick from Colen, and he got him. Chris Colen from nowhere.
Und der Sieger dieses Matches, der Kaiser von Österreich, der Austrian Wolverine, Chris Colen.
Where the hell did that come from? A super kick from nowhere when Chris Colen looked like he was out of it. Colen caught Harras by surprise, knocked him out, and the Emperor of Austria maintains his superiority here at Stronger Together. If you want to know why Chris Colen is one of the best, just look back at a tape of those last few moments of that match when it seemed like he was down and out. The Austrian Wolverine finding a way, digging deep, getting the job done against Norman Harras. Chris Colen, as impressive as ever, with a memorable victory.
Kommt aus Dresden in Deutschland mit einem Kampfgewicht von 85 Kilogramm. Er repräsentiert Amboss, Laurance Roman!
He has been described on many occasions as the pit bull of Amboss, a reflection of his fighting style. Laurance Roman, who for many years in his career was really considered quite a likable young man until he discovered and embraced the philosophy of Amboss. Since then, a completely different human being, but there is no denying that joining Amboss has paid dividends in terms of the success that Laurance Roman has experienced since.
Und hier kommt sein Gegner. Er kommt aus Wien mit einem Kampfgewicht von 100 Kilogramm. Get ready for Martn Pain!
The message to Laurance Roman could not be more clear. You saw it on the big screen there. Get ready for pain. Martn Pain, 17 years in the business now. Was a part of the very first ever Los Angeles dojo class for New Japan Pro Wrestling. He has competed all around the planet, Canada, China, Germany, England, Japan, you name it. He's been doing very, very well here in Pro Wrestling Austria as well. Had wins over Norman Harras, over Wild Boar Mike Hitchman. Hard fought time limit draw with Mike DeVecchio. Martn Pain, maybe one of the most qualified people on the Pro Wrestling Austria roster to try and snap this, what has so far been a perfect night for Amboss. Quite telling that Roman is out here without Robert Dreissker, the leader of Amboss, who I'm sure is prepping the Arrows of Hungary for our main event, which is coming up next here. That three-way tournament final to crown the inaugural Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions. Roman being trusted to get it done on his own. Roman knows what it is like to be a tag team champion. Former two-time World Tag Team Champion in WXW, once with Dreissker, once with Icarus. As we know, might win another one tonight. Also a former shotgun champion in WXW, as a singles competitor is Roman. And all of that success since he joined Amboss, which just goes to show that Roman has found that extra part of his personality, that mean streak that maybe he needed to take his career to the next level. Martn Pain at the moment, taking the levels of pain to the next level for Laurance Roman. These chops really finding their mark. And face first into the turnbuckle goes Roman. Fans here chanting for Martn Payne. That chop so hard it almost sent Roman over the top rope. Roman with a chop of his own there into the throat of Martn Payne. Comes off the ropes, right into a knee from Payne. Roman's had no answer to those chops. There's a double reversal there. And that Irish whip clothesline from Payne sends Roman down, as does the elbow. Roman needs to find a way into this. He needs to find it fast. There's a drop kick. Martn Payne. Almost a judo-style throw there from Payne, who goes for the pin. Roman kicks out on 2. Remember, as I was saying, our main event coming up next, we're going to crown the first ever Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions. The Harras of Hungary, the Gulyás brothers, and Roe gave out. One of those 3 teams. Gonna make some history here tonight. It's Roman dropping the arm of Payne over the top rope, trying to bring it out of the joint there with the shoulder blade, and Roman finally getting into this. Stamping on the hand there of Martn Payne. Smashing the back of the hand down into the canvas. Roman leaps on top. Just about a 2 count before Payne kicked out. Right between the shoulder blades, right into the spine there of Martn Payne. Roman will test his resolve once more. He had one of the legs hooked. Payne kicked out. That Pitbull nickname that Laurance Roman has earned is because of his tenaciousness, the way once he's on top, he is like a dog with a bone. He just will not let it go until he picks up the win. Shoulder first goes Payne into that turnbuckle. Roman getting on top. Big right hands here from Laurance Roman right into the face of Martn Payne. Here's a pin. And a kick out again on 2. Fans chanting Payne, Payne, Payne. Both a rallying cry to Martn Payne and an expression of their desire of what they want him to inflict on Laurance Roman as well. Roman, though, again jarring the arm. Doing some pretty nasty work on both of those arms as Laurance Roman going after the right again. It's illegal hooking it over the rope, but he'll use as much of that 5 count as he wants. Referee trying to reprimand him, but Roman, I suspect, will not care. Snap suplex, straight on top for the cover again. Roman once more forcing a kick out. Trying to intimidate the referee into counting faster, and that is amboss all over. Believing that they are entitled to have the referees do their bidding. Roman bending and breaking at the fingers there, just so vicious is Laurance Roman, in a way that, even though he's been part of Amboss for a year and a half now, still just, every time you see him, you just feel more and more shocked by the way Laurance Roman behaves. Roman kicks to the skull, brutal from Laurance Roman. Again, he tries for the cover. Laurance Roman frustrated, and another kick out there from Martn Payne. Just goes to show there how laser focused Laurance Roman is. He is out here for one reason and one reason only, to pick up the victory. Every opportunity he gets, he tests the waters, see if he can get the job done. Stomping, striking away here. At the moment, it is Martn Payne He was having the pain inflicted on him. There's a very arrogant cover from Roman. Didn't deserve the win, and it didn't get it. Blatant show of disrespect there from Laurance Roman. Roman forcing his opponent down. He's got a crossface locked in. The taunt on the neck here, almost unbearable for Martn Payne. Doesn't look to me like Payne is near enough to the bottom rope to reach for it either. Not without adjusting his body position, and that's a lot easier said than done when you've got the weight of Laurance Roman on your back. Roman now transitioning into an armbar. You're going to hyperextend that elbow. Roman cinching down, increasing the pressure. You can see though Payne is able to get that butcher's hook grip. Stop his elbow, his arm from being straightened out. Roman's shoulders were down briefly there on the canvas. Realized it before the count of 3. Payne, look at the power of Martn Payne to pick up Laurance Roman and drop him with a powerbomb. How much of Martn Payne's remaining energy did that take? Martn Payne, Laurance Roman, one-on-one here. Really hard-fought battle between these two. Discus lariat. Martn Payne able to hit one of his bigger moves there. Laurance Roman looking like he's, yeah, I just looked in his eyes. It was almost as though the lights were on, nobody's home. After the force of that lariat from Martn Payne. It's going to be Roman, I think, who's going to get to his feet first with the assistance of the ropes. Payne is up as well. They come at each other again. Roman tried for him, couldn't get him, and the shoulder block from Payne sends Roman down. And another one. Big back body drop from Martn Payne. Payne, clothesline in the corner. You can see Payne is still holding on to his arm. Roman's done a real number, particularly on that right arm of Martn Payne. Roman gets the boot up there. Roman, second turnbuckle. Payne's going to turn around, straight into it. What did he got caught. He got caught. What power from Martn Payne to catch Roman in midair and drop him with the suplex. Wow. Martn Payne, that deserves to win it, but Laurance Roman getting that left shoulder up in time. I think Roman was looking for an overhead neck breaker there. And the power, the poise it took for Martn Payne to catch him and hold him in midair, remarkable. Roman, ripcord into what might be a face crusher if he can get it. Couldn't get it, took too long. There's a German suplex from Payne and the kick out from Roman. Hell of a match this between these two. Tilton World Slam there from Payne. Will that do it? No. It is going to take something special, you sense, from one of these two to keep the other's shoulders down for the 3 count. Martn Payne, top rope, moonsault, Roman out of the way. Kick there from Laurance Roman. Roman with the DDT. The DDT from Laurance Roman dumped him on his head, and Martn Payne kicked out anyway. My God, a superhuman effort here from both of these guys, but from Payne in particular to kick out of it a DDT that vicious. Whoa, hang on. Roman is shoving the referee there. You don't put your hands on the official. The official shoves him back. Payne chop. Roman comes back with a kick. Roman gonna look for a package pile driver maybe, can't get it. Still on top though as he backs Payne into the corner. Still a conversation, a very awkward, a very feisty conversation going on between Roman and the referee. Roman with Payne sat atop that turnbuckle. Roman knows that he must have Martn Payne almost beaten. But the key word is almost. The superplex might have done it, but Payne didn't let it happen. Instead, Laurance Roman flat on his back. Martn Payne up top. Roman, I don't know if he has enough energy to move out of the way. No, he doesn't. A diving elbow drop, but Payne may have hurt himself. Remember all the damage that was done to that right arm. Well, Payne using that arm as a weapon, and it may have done as much damage to him as it did to Roman almost. Drapes the arm over Roman and a kick out. Yeah, Payne took too long. By the time he'd been able to gather himself to grit his teeth after the discomfort he was feeling on the impact of that elbow, well, Roman had had enough time to get his wits about him as well. He kicked out on two. Payne will look for the Death Valley driver. He's finished a lot of opponents with that. Roman knows it, knows he can't afford to fall victim to it. Roman was elbowing and then able to just wriggle his way free. Kick into the face there from Roman. There's an enziguri. Payne wouldn't go down. Again looking for the package pile driver. Couldn't get him. There is the Death Valley driver from Martn Payne. Payne hooks the leg and Payne puts away Laurance Roman.
Und der Sieger dieses Matches, Martn Payne.
Incredible effort from both of these men. And it was fine margins as to who was going to win it. There were multiple times in the closing stretch there where it looked like victory belonged to Laurance Roman, but it wasn't to be. In the end, Martn Payne delivered on his message. Get ready for Payne. He warned Laurance Roman, and Payne is what he delivered here at Stronger Together. It is the first blot on what had been otherwise a flawless night for Amboss, and the worst possible news for that group as the Arrows of Hungary get ready to try and become the first ever Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions. Martn Payne defeating a member of Amboss in Laurance Roman, as up next the Arrows go up against the Gulyash brothers and Rohe Geva to crown the first ever Tag Team Champions.
Sie kommen aus Budapest in Ungarn mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 190 Kilogramm. Sie repräsentieren Amboss, Icarus, Dover, the Arrows of Hungary.
I said it at the start of the night. I will say it again now. The Arrows of Hungary are the odds-on favourites to become the first ever Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions. By luck of the draw, they have had the longest time to rest after their first round match. A victory earlier on over Igor and Hugo.
Tag Team Nummer 2. Sie kommen aus Debrecen in Ungarn mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 230 Kilogramm. Sie sind die amtierenden HCW Tag Team Champions. Vilmos Ökşi, die Gulyash Bros.
The Gulyash brothers, the reigning HCW Tag Team Champions, and a team who know the Arrows of Hungary very well. Ökşi and Vilmos were trained by Icarus and Dover. So these are two teams, both from Hungary, who know each other inside out. Gulyash brothers with a victory in the first round over the Bleach Blonde Bastards to get themselves into this historic final.
Und Tag Team Nummer 3. Mit einem Gesamtgewicht von 167 Kilogramm. Aus Karstadt in Deutschland, Lucifer Lohan. Aus Wilhelmshaven in Deutschland, Randleman. Zusammen sind sie rohe Gewalt!
Well, as good as they are, let's call it like it is. Rohe Gewalt do not deserve to be in this final because they stole a victory over Team Turbulence earlier on tonight. A lot of the fans here absolutely irate at what went down earlier on. But that is where we find ourselves. Lucifer Lohan, Randleman, the third part of this three-part puzzle. Remember, elimination rules here. We keep going until two of these teams have been eliminated. Whoever is the last team left will be the first ever Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions. Could be a pinfall, it could be a submission. Crucially, from Ambos's perspective, it could be a disqualification as well, which means that if Laurance Roman or Robert Dreissker had any thoughts about intervening here on behalf of the Arrows of Hungary, well, maybe they should have second thoughts, because they might end up getting their Ambos partners disqualified and ruled out of contention for these tag team titles. But here we go. At the moment, it is a level playing field between all three of these teams. Lohan and Randleman, though, trying to double team Ökşi. Ökşi fighting back. The bull of the village. Apparently having some trouble with that left arm. Icarus and Dover have got Vilmos out in the entranceway there. The Gulyash brothers have been separated early on and find themselves in essentially a pair of 2-on-1 handicap matches, which isn't necessarily the best position to be in. But Ökşi's holding his own as a body slam on Randleman. And hit one, I think, on Lucifer Lohan as well. Yes, he is. Ökşi single-handedly taking down Rohe Gewalt. Left arm, though, is definitely causing Ökşi some problems. See, he's got a lot of taping on there. All three of these teams, remember, competing in their second match of the evening. They've all got some wear and tear. Here comes Vilmos coming in after Icarus, but Icarus able to boot up into the face of Vilmos, the boar of the village. The shoulder block on Icarus. Here comes Dover, the hardcore Hungarian. Gets spun around here by Vilmos. Shot to the face from Vilmos to Dover. Dover trying to send him to the ropes. Vilmos puts the brakes on. And a gut-wrench suplex from Vilmos. The Gulyash brothers, I'm sure, going to be the crowd favourites here. No love here for Ambos. We've seen that throughout the night. Certainly no love for Rohe gave out either, especially after what happened earlier. Double stunner on the Arrows of Hungary from Vilmos. She is in. They're going for the double hip toss. They caught Icarus in mid-air, slammed him down on his back. We saw this double team earlier. She launching Vilmos. Vilmos gonna slam Dover onto Dover's own partner. The Gulyas brothers may well be taking those Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Championship belts back to the Hungarian countryside. There's going to be a party in the village tonight if that happens. Vilmos and Urkshi. They've got both members of Rohe gave out in corners. Lohan taken down with the shoulder block. Vilmos will launch Urkshi right into Randleman. And a shoulder block finishing the job. It's the Gulyas brothers who are standing tall here. Remember elimination rules, so even when one of these teams gets eliminated, we'll still have a match left with whichever two teams are left. The Gulyas brothers apparently turning their attention to their former mentors, the Arrows of Hungary. Maybe looking for stereo stunners here, but wait, what is that? A steel chair being thrown into the ring. Randleman, in the confusion there, taking advantage of the diversion from his partner Lucifer Lohan, getting his team back into this. The neck breaker on Dover. Randleman's got Icarus. Drops him on his front, double foot stomp onto the shoulders of Icarus. So many moving parts when there's 6 different competitors in the ring. I think any of these teams will be grateful when they've been able to dispatch one of their opponents so they can at least narrow their focus. At the moment you have to kind of have eyes in the back of your head. I feel sorry for the referee as well, trying to maintain some kind of order in there. Of course, all 3 teams highly motivated. There will be, I'm sure, many Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions in the future, but only one team can go down in the history books as the first champions ever. That is the prize for whoever wins this match tonight. Urkshi taken down by Lucifer Lohan. Randleman's got his brother Vilmos trapped in the corner. Lohan charges in. Now Randleman as well. Rohe gave out, looking mighty impressive at the moment. Randleman, hook of the leg, kick out there from Urkshi. Remember the name Rohe gave out means brute force. And that is what these 2 men, Randleman and Lucifer Lohan, are relying on to hopefully take them to the Tag Team Championships. A successful strategy at the moment of divide and conquer. Randleman and Lohan twisting the necks there of both the Gulyas brothers. The Arrows of Hungary, by the way, if you're wondering, still down on the outside. Trying to recuperate. It might buy them some time as the Gulyas brothers both get some pretty nasty looking kicks there. Still all 3 teams in this, no one eliminated yet. Sure, back in the locker room somewhere on a monitor, Team Turbulence looking on with disgust at the fact that Rohe gave out not only in this final at their expense, but looking to be in the best position at the moment. Randleman and Lohan, stereo kicks there to the Gulyas brothers. Randleman will go for the cover. It's dueling covers. both members. Frere gave out trying to pin both members of the Gulyash brothers. Lohan and Randleman finding the Hungarians battling back here. They are the only team who are yet to win a tag team championship in any federation. They've only been together as a duo for a short period of Randleman and Lohan. They might be about to eliminate the Gulyash brothers though. Randleman with the cover and a kick out from Vilmos. Wait, Lohan's got a chair. Well, they're going to get disqualified if they use that chair. What's their call here? Wait a second, referee trying to get rid of that chair. Lohan dispatched to the outside. And hang on, Randleman in trouble. The double team into the powerbomb. And Rory gave out eliminated.
Und damit ausgeschieden das Team Rohe Gewalt. Weiterhin im Match die Gulyash Bros und die Arrows of Hungary.
The Arrows straight back in. I was wondering why the Arrows were on the outside for so long. I think that was deliberate from the Arrows, biding their time, letting the other two teams fight it out. Now the Arrows are going to pick the bones of what is left of the Gulyash brothers, who are exhausted after that battle with Lohan and Randleman. Icarus just whipping Urkshi with his own bandage there. Utterly merciless, especially when you consider that the Gulyash brothers used to be their students, the Arrows. It's like they're looking not just to beat Urkshi here, but to double down on that damage to the arm to try and cause him maybe a serious injury. That, I suppose, is the Amboss way. Icarus, the look of total malice on his face as he takes Urkshi down by that left arm. Dover keeping Vilmos at bay. The Arrows clearly looking to maintain that 2-on-1 advantage inside the ring. Urkshi, just as he did earlier. 2-on-1 against Lohan and Randleman. He's doing the same here against the Arrows, fighting back despite the odds. Tried to suplex Icarus, couldn't do it. I think his arm let him down there. There's the elbow though from Urkshi. That took Icarus off his feet. Urkshi charging into the corner. Dover just dived out of the way. And the more I think about this, the smarter it seems the Arrows have been. Just staying well out of the way. Great strategy in this elimination environment. Let the other two teams fight it out, and then when one team is left, then you pounce. That is what Icarus and Dover have done here. And now they are honing in on that weakness, on that left arm of Urkshi Gulyash. Icarus trying to stretch out that arm. And the tornado rules here. No time limit on both members of the Arrows being in the ring. They can fight this 2-on-1 for as long as Vilmos isn't able to get in there and help his brother. Urkshi doesn't seem to care. He's going to keep fighting. Again, more damage to that left arm, courtesy of Icarus. Here does come Vilmos. Vilmos, though, straight back out to the outside. Dover dropping the top rope. Hang on a second. The crossfire on Urkshi. That's what got them to the final. Is it about to win in the tag team titles? Dover with the cover and a kick out. Oh my God, a kick out from Urkshi. I'm trying to think if I've ever seen anyone kick out of the crossfire. My God, you witnessed the rarest of things there. Icarus in total disbelief, arguing with the referee. It's not the referee's fault. Man, Urkshi, how did Urkshi kick out of the crossfire? Oh, he's not going to survive a second one. Icarus bringing down the knee pad. The second is going to be even worse than the first. I don't know if Virgile can even get up to his knees so that they can hit the crossfire. It's like, has the feel of being about to watch an execution here. Oh, Vilmos shoved his brother out of harm's way. The arrows, their knees colliding. God, that was crucial. Vital timing there from Vilmos. Vilmos, pile driver on Icarus. And Dover's hurt his knee. Dover can't even stand. Urchi leaping into Dover with the cannonball. From the jaws of defeat, the Gulyash brothers with the double stunner on the Arrows of Hungary. Big double team. Double pin from the Gulyash brothers, and the Gulyash brothers are the inaugural Tag Team Champions.
Und damit die Sieger und die ersten Pro Wrestling Österreich Tag Team Champions. Vilmos, Öchi, Gulyash Bros.
You talk about fine margins. If Vilmos had arrived a split second later, Öchi would have been hit by a second crossfire. But Vilmos shoving his brother out of the way, and that was the critical moment that ended up seconds later winning the Tag Team Championships for the Gulyash brothers. Öchi and Vilmos proving that they are indeed stronger together.
Und die ersten PWÖ Tag Team Champions, die Gulyash Bros.
What a moment for Öchi and Vilmos. Already the HCW Tag Team Champions, but this victory, given that it was over the Arrows of Hungary, given that it makes them the first ever Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions, this will be special for these two young men. High drama in the closing moments of this match as Vilmos and Öchi got it done. They upset the odds. They proved wrong everyone who said that this was the Arrows Championship to win. Öchi and Vilmos are taking the Tag Team Championships back to the village. They are weighed down with gold. Öchi and Vilmos. A big smile on the face of Öchi. Vilmos responding in kind. A victory that moments before it happened seemed vanishingly unlikely. But they got it done at the end of an unforgettable night here in Austria. A sold-out crowd in the community hall in Lanzenkirchen, witnessing
Gebt doch mal
history.
alles für eure neuen Tag Team Champions, die Gulyash Bros.
It was a pleasure to witness a moment like that. A career-making moment for a young tag team. Vilmos and Öchi will party long into the night. Pro Wrestling Austria will be back April 20th for Chapter 7 Battle Zone. And going into that show, these two young men will indeed be the tag team champions. Man, what a night. What a night. We have our first ever Pro Wrestling Austria Tag Team Champions. As the Gulyash brothers prove they are indeed stronger together.